I'm Jim Art, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my exhibition at the Art Center of Greenwood, Remnants. I grew up in a working class community near Flint, Michigan on a small family farm. We had a variety of small and tragic events that took place in the early 80s where my local economy turned down due to the decline of the automotive industry. And that, coupled with the farming crisis of the early 80s, really left an indelible mark on who I am and the type of work that I engage in as an artist. Janis Joplin said freedom is another word for having nothing left to lose. And when you grow up someplace where things have gotten tough, sometimes art school is a viable alternative. So when I finished high school, I ran off with some buddies and we began to study the things that we love. There was really nothing left to lose, and so we could make a go of it, and we did. A lot of us went and studied. It was really eye-opening. I finally kind of encountered people who cared about things and looked at the world the way I did. So this series of figures is a little bit different. Whether they're two-dimensional or whether they're three-dimensional figures, they usually operate in a highly representational. They're portraits of people. I wanted to do something that was a little more anonymous, and so these groups of figures are meant to kind of be stand-ins for groups of people, kind of not individuals anymore as much as they are a class of people. Remnants is about my reflections on the opportunities that people a little younger than me will have in our economy and whether they're being given a fair shake. But I was interested in depicting the lives of the people that I knew and loved, and we worked fairly close to the ground, right? We were working class people, and so I had to think about materials that resonated with the lives of working class people. And denim is one of those materials. Denim is almost invisible in our culture. There's so much of it, we rarely give it a second thought, but it's the type of material that's designed to be abused. And so as I looked around for something that I could use to make representation or use to talk about the lives of people who worked, it was important for me to choose a material that was close to those things. And from the time we put cotton in the ground, you know, it's watered with the sweat of someone's brow, and the garment worker works at it, and then it's worn out in second shift evenings. And then it comes to me, and I get the task of transforming it into something that's going to last a little bit longer. 19th century tailor shears, but when I'm hacking through a lot of seams, these are the ones I reach for. For self-defense in art making. And so it's important to have the tools that you need at hand. And so things often live with me. I have my pin cushion over here, I have my button scissors over here, I have my seam ripper right here. People make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Artists are really, it's a strange occupation. To say it out loud and to say that you're an artist took me a number of years. Now I introduce myself as Jim Art. I'm an artist. What we do is we work to help people in society see each other. We work to represent and solve issues. Art has a lot of functions in our society. It can be used to solve social ills, it can be used to beautify and relax, it can be used to do a lot of different things. For me, what I want to do is help people see themselves. Too many of our museums are filled with what we call pictures of dead white guys, and I would like to see a little bit more representation for other types of people.